Hello everybody, Cub fan here. It's Saturday evening and I wanted to shoot just a baseball card BSing video. I got some updates to the Cub Cave that I want to show off a little bit, and have got my boxes all lined up, and I wanted to kind of go through those, and so I thought I would show a little bit of how I organize my collection and just talk some baseball cards. Um, but right there in front, I got a Anthony Rizzo, and actually my wife bought me a 2018 Top Series 1 blaster box, and I was stoked that I actually pulled a Anthony Rizzo. I hardly ever pull anything PC, so I mean, I was actually pretty stoked about that, and that's actually my first Rizzo Min card, so I was real happy about that. So here we go. We're going to take a journey around the room a little bit. And I'm not going to spend a lot of time on the room. I'm just going to show some the additions. And one of the recent additions is this Robin Yount Hall of Famer auto picture. And this is actually from Carter's kid, Steve, from his 50 sub contest winnings. And I just thought that was really cool, and it's got to have a prominent place in the Cub Cave. And of course there's the baseballs on the top shelf with all my McFarland starting lineups and some of my bobbleheads, which are all pretty cool. And some of the other new additions is I actually got this organizing cabinet down below, real fancy, Walmart special. Slides out, got all my top loads and other stuff, and that's a tuber mail and everything. I was gonna, for some reason I'm keeping them because I was gonna write everybody's addresses down so I have it, so you know, if I ever want to send a care package out again, and so I can kind of reference that, but I'm kind of lazy, so I haven't done that. And these are not two new additions, but I actually hung these up. I finally got some frames for them. Been meaning to do that for years, but they're on the separate side of the wall. They wear that cardinal red, but they're still, you know, Enos Slaughter and Bob Gibson, still Hall of Famers, great players in their own right. So they still get wall space, but they're in the corner. But it's all right. And then I finally got a frame and got this on the wall. Got my Harmon Killebrew, Dustin Abraham. That's for you, buddy. But there is the Killebrew. And then the other portion of my winnings and the 50 subs from Carter's kids was the Paul Molitor. And they were just beautiful pictures. And they actually came from a magazine that were autographed. And they're just real sharp. I like those. And then with my son being off in college, two of his pieces that I felt like they were just sitting in boxes in storage, so I kind of just took them out and cleaned them up a little bit and put them on my display. But that's Jimmy G, and that's from his times of playing at Eastern, because the Eastern is actually within walking distance of my house, and we used to, not used to, we still do, but we tailgate at Eastern football games. And 2014 when Jimmy was playing, it was really 2013. It was really a lot of fun because we just knew that he was going to be something, and so he was always real nice. He would always come out of the locker room after the game, still in uniform, and take pictures and sign autographs and meet and greet. And he always took time to meet everybody that wanted to meet him. So he was a real class act. And it was really a lot of fun in those days because he's one of his favorite targets was actually a relative of mine. My cousin Adam Drake caught a bunch of passes and touchdowns from Jimmy in 2013. And then in 2014, after so the 15 draft, my cousin, he didn't actually get drafted, but he did spend a week in Kansas City Chiefs camp, and he was cut after a week. They had a linebacker broke something, and so they needed to pick up another linebacker and make some room. So unfortunately, his NFL career ended there. But that was a lot of fun and a lot of excitement. But here's the boxes. I kind of got them all laid out. Let me get back here. Kind of how I like to do it. And I don't know, I might be a little crazy because I don't really do shows anymore. But I still kind of organize my cards like I do shows. But I maybe do one a year. And I really don't like doing that. I mean, I haven't done one yet this year, so I kind of want to get out of it. But the box here, we got the that's the Cardinal stuff, and these are kind of more like the stars of St. Louis players. And then this here's my Chicago box, of course. And then here you kind of have your commons. This Jody Davis from Ground Chuck. Really like that, but these are just, they've been out throughout the year. Aaron Weston. Scott Downs. Getting a real bad glare here. I think my shadow's kind of... But, they've got Rick Sutcliffe. Luke Haggerty. Just kind of little things like that. Brendan Harris. And stuff I get from you guys. And then this here is not really the commons. I got my Dunston rookies over there, all three of them, and I got some Schwarber stuff, Topps, and then Topps Holiday. Got the Ian Happ rookie debuts, Wellington Castillo, Carl Edwards Jr., Mark Zagunis, Jeff Samardzija, Sam Fold. And I really have a hard time with the Cubs PC because it always seems that I'm just scared because I feel like everybody at some point leaves. And this is the reason why I got the boxes out, because I got these stacks that I need to get organized and put back away into the player boxes and then the Cubs boxes. Let's see, I got some Javi Baez in here. Javi Baez rookie from Donruss Rookies. Addison Russell. Some more Javi. There's a nice Addison Russell from Update. Billy Williams. Ground Chuck, shout out. Homero, Marcus Zagunis. Pierce Johnson, Aroldis Chapman pink, Al Schwarber, Rob Zydzinski, Rob Alphabet, Pierce Johnson. You can kind of get the point there. And then towards the back here, I got a little bit of vintage Cub stuff. And this is just my lower end stuff here. I got the Bill Hands, Randy Hundley rookie, Ken Holtzman. Shout out to Smitty. He was a big part of the A's in the 70s. Jody Davis, rookie. A Burger King, Bruce Sutter from 80 Topps. 80 Topps rookie card, Rick Sutcliffe. Davey Johnson. There's a Buckner, George Altman, Jim Hickman, Del Rice. So just little things like that in there. And then, I always didn't know what to do with, when you picked up cards and stuff, it's like, what do you do with the guys that you like, but you don't necessarily PC them? It's like, what do you do with them all? And I came up with a brilliant idea. Spend a lot of money on top loads and put them in boxes. So that felt like a great idea. But, this is, and every year I kind of go through this. I don't really clean people out, but I add new people that I like. Altuve, he's a new addition. This year I started collecting him, and I have a bunch in the stack that need to go in there. But this is kind of my Bonds stuff here. And I got Ryan Braun. As you can see, I don't have much in here because I actually put him in here before he had all of his issues with PEDs. And I got, let's see, there's some Rod Carew. See what I got in there. So that's kind of, where you put these things. There's 74 Carew. And then I have Carlton. And Gary Carter, of course. And Starlin Castro. Still a big fan of Starlin Castro. I think he's going to be a really good one when he's all done. Correa added him this year. And I got the Hawk. Don't have a starting lineup. Hawk. Whoop. Sorry. Starting lineup Hawk. And then I got the Grace and Griffey and Noma Garciaparra. And of course Gwynn and Jackson back here. I like to go through these because I forget sometimes what's in them, But there's the Reggies and my Jeters. So that's just pretty much how I do it. And then they just, I got them all in alphabetical order. I got Chipper, Kershaw, Francisco Lindor, really like him. Evan Longoria, Evan long gone. Yadier Molina. Yeah, and then here's all my extra Sandbergs that I have extras and dupes of. Another row of him. And I got Schmidt there, and Soriano, and Ozzie Smith. Giancarlo, Sammy. I had a lot of Sammys from back in the day. Just loved Sammy Sosa. What a disappointment. Really broke my heart, really. Can't even recognize the guy anymore. I'm in this row here. This is kind of like guys that really don't go in the boxes, but short prints and inserts. I don't know why that Reggie's there. I got a hole for Reggie. Roy Halladay, Miguel Tejada, Babe Ruth, and the Roy. So that's kind of what goes in there. That's a 93 SP Manny. And then here is kind of like my lower end vintage stuff. Willie Randolph rookie. Let's see here. Lou Whitaker, Bill Madlock, Bill Buckner, Jack Clark, Steve Sachs, Mike Morgan, Mike Scioscia, Kent Herbeck, Tim Raines, Fernando, Harold, Jack, and there's what is that? 72 pitching leaders, Vida Blue, Mickey Lolich. Vida Blue from 72 in action. A few of those. Bench. Look at that beaut. Burt Blyleven, 75 tops. There's Mel Stottlemyre. Billy Williams. And this is just kind of like my lower end vintage there. And this is kind of my pride and joy. This is where I spend a lot of time just kind of sorting through. But this is just my rookie box. And I kind of go through this one quite a bit because I take out guys as they, they kind of fail because, every year you prospect, it's like what you think is a good rookie. And then a couple years later, he just doesn't pan out or something happens to him. And he just kind of disappears off the face of the planet. But I could spend all day in this box. It's like this is what I have in here right now. Is I got George Springer, there's Bregman, several of those. This short print Bregman, another Bregman for Bowman, first Bowman, Platinum. There's Benintendi, Tinny Chrome, Holiday, Mother's Day. There's this Dansby, Riz Hoskins, Kenny Lofton, Maxwell, Kyle Hudson. Went to school 10 miles away from here. Didn't really pan out, but watched him play in high school. Phenomenal kid. So he makes the rookie card box. Another Trey Turner, Tulo, Brett Lowry, Giambi. That used to be a monster card at one point. You got a little Freddie Freeman. So you kind of get the point what's in these boxes. You know, you got Edgar here, Matt Holliday, and Manny, Stephen Drew, Pendleton, Matt Morris, Darryl Kyle, Grady Sizemore, Jackie Bradley, Alex Gordon, Shane Victorino, and that's kind of what I keep in those boxes there. And then over here, I don't want to say high-end, because I don't really have a high-end collection, but to me, a rookie card of a Hall of Famer from the 60s or 70s, I mean, to me, that is what I consider high-end. So on this side, this is just kind of, some vintage stuff. Not rookie cards. And then over here on this side, this is mostly rookies here. I got Harper there. And I got the Harper Tops. The leg kick. And there's the Aaron Judge short print from Update series. But this is the Series 1 short print. Sorry. And there's the All-Star Game short print. Aaron Judge. Brock's Bombers, Judge and Sanchez. Let's see here. Cody Bellinger. This is really killing my back. But you get a little bit farther back, and you've seen a lot of these in my videos. Top 20. Gwynns. McGuire, Biggio. And you get back, and you kind of get into the vintage there. Ripken, Fisk. Boy, this video is getting long. Sorry about that, guys. But there's a Henderson, Raleigh Fingers, Murray, Stremski, of course the bench, Mulder, Trammell, Jim Cott. And then over here is this is just all Chicago box here. Well, those are Cardinals there. Ozzie, of course. These are all Cub rookies. So you got, the Bryants. Let's see. Ian Happ. Jake. Marino. Sano, Jenkins, Brock, Billy. Don't have a Banks rookie, but I do have the 55. And these are kind of like, my Chicago game use. Billy Williams, auto. I love these patches. That's for Manny Castillo. Absolutely love it. Dawson. These are kind of like vintage. Kessinger and Glenn Beckert, Billy, Sano, 63 Fleer. And these are all Banks back here. Well, that's it. I wanted to try to keep this video under 20 minutes, but there it is. Thanks everybody for watching and spend some time in my Cub cave with me, going through some box rummage. And just kind of want to show you guys how I did things a little bit. Thanks for watching.